So a couple of things at this point. First of all, the this might not be the only phone little guy recorded. I just had a confirmation that they're tampering with the audio. Well, confirmation is right. I saw one video that was tampered with. Right now, I'm gonna watch other ones, but because there might be those fast. I want to just move the things first. So at the very least, I want to comment on the things I already know, so I don't forget anything before. Here's the deal. Everything is there on. Everything is on YouTube already. I check comparison between the files zipped. This one of the files. And the file on the phone, and the other side. At least as I unzipped. I don't know the type of hack they do. So there's not that much more that I can do than this, other than I'm doing already. So there you go. Yeah, what else? That was a fantastic explanation, so if you already hear gibberish, that's clearly not what I was saying. You get to see my mouth for the most part, on account of that. I get to see my mouth now, on account of the same exact thing. If for some reason you cannot, or it's blackened, or anything else, that's not an accident, that's deliberate. When I arrived here, there was some tamperings, like they crashed the phone already once. There was some weirdnesses happening on the house in front of the bus stop, and this is Silvano Gutierrez 139. The bus stop is the name, and it's on the app. Since the app is owned by the city, because again everybody pays for the thing in this city. The thing on the house in front of it is the one they're referencing. Those cars, there's weird movements of individuals around. And in case if it's noticed, there's not like many more individuals in many more places around here. Could be there from there as well. Very possible. Very possible. Okay. So that's the deal. Everything's recorded. It's not like anything's missed. It was missed. It was destroyed. They could tamper down this phone, which possibly exemplifies the point of proof. I was just saying that there was this weird dude. I saw the video. I noticed that they make the noises if it was calling the cat. Meanings of that could vary what I thought originally, which was a simple case of them trying to be playful with the cats. In this case of context, since you don't see a vision on any of them at that point, because they wanted to let me know that every other criminal knows that the cat's there, which, yeah, since they kidnapped them, it's very easy to, some of them, it's very easy to infer that. Again, dude in his gray beard, but not like a filth, more like, one of the individuals who work in this place, perhaps even one of the owners or managers or whatever. Like that type of, respectable dressing, even though it's just a shirt. Again, this is not like the U.S. suits and actual shirts. He was wearing a t-shirt. Here's the deal. It could be something darker as well. Okay? As I said, if don't give up to threats, never did and never will. That didn't even occur to me. It occurred to me more the other option. Or for whatever it's worth. Everything's mentioned to you just in case. Don't take those chances. That is that. As for the weird parade of cars next to me, as for the odd individuals, right? The ones that were there before, by the time when they were there, everything had been, the previous time had been zipped already. We zipped the final files. just those final ones by now, they need to go to empty zips as well. Zipping, when they get their hash code, it's safe. So, and it was also kept on this, the number. So, the file is as safe as it was ever able to get. Okay, I zipped it as soon as I could. So this is the point. Other than that, just recording everything on the phone. For the last time, exactly. As for the rest, my pronunciation was fine, so that one was definitely tampered with. But they were drugging me at the time as well, but regardless, it was tampered with. So, I was talking about I think that was the last thing I mentioned. The cats were fed. I almost want them to actually try, because the file's issue name is MME. Because, massive, major explanation. It's actually supposed to mean. And I'm sure on the bus stop, by the way. Yeah, I should move that. So big crimes. Yeah, I don't want big crimes, I never do. And I want to separate the money to have it in count. Perhaps that's the day that the guy's going to receive the money in cash and do the crime. But as you know, I was expecting. This is me. Establishing that they see and hear what I say, and then the tampering. So that's relevant. Tampering is a proof of control. Establishing that those things are enough under their control that they can no longer not just stop them, but they can influence them. So for the other criminals that react to the videos, that's relevant. Very relevant. In fact, some stalking nearby, under the tree. By the way, that's a protection we mentioned before. I'm not a stalker. I'm saying the access to the video. And the fact that the criminals are established to see those things live means that they know. Plus, they know that someone is tampering with the videos. That ain't me, obviously. Which means, let's say that something were to have happened to me or to happen to me at any point, they know that it's them. And the video doesn't exist. All the criminals know it's them. Okay? Which is why, as I said, how this is protection. Because at the end of the day, yeah, maybe stalkers for the bus. As I said, I want to go back to the bus, or the layers. We have those these days. We have the money already. It's around the money. Stay sparked a couple of times. I just put the hands on the handle. People stop at the police have to be reminded to put their hands on the wheel. So, to clarify, that criminal stayed in the bike with the hands on the handle. Both hands on the handle, likely because his talking came from either the phone that was on the GPS spot, I guess. I couldn't see it that well. But I can testify to you the context. It's the context. And when you have a motorbike just parking immediately next to you, keeping both hands on the handle, right? And then as you're trying to move, as you get ready to move, you try to move away ahead of you, and then you turn that to the right. That's a stop. Okay. I'm going to check on a couple of things. Ouch. Brother, this is a backpack just bouncing off my back and my leg because I can destroy my backpack. And this bag, which I asked that to be smaller, it is smaller than the other one, but I think it's not small enough. What I was setting up to do, but I never again got time to do, which is a simple fix. I mean, I have to go there to fix my backpack, but the simple fix would be to fold in the bottom part of this bag so it rolls, and then it stays like enrolled, right? So it raises up a bit. This is empty, and then it's up so it doesn't hit the back of my legs, because as right now it keeps hitting the back of my leg, causing a sensation that people just like right now it does, but right now I'm moving slower so it doesn't hit as hard. Like the amplitude in my leg is smaller. Again, they only have the right, they only have 2 buses on the line at any given time, because that's how much they're worth by maybe say I can't get the meaning. Everyone that is. Most of so there's only 2 buses on the line. Any given point, there's actually some extras when they go to rush hour and such. But there's a rush hour extras. As of normal times, they have 2 buses on the line. This is a bus. They'll be the same driver. It's the same bus that I took on that day. So the day was the one. It takes 2 hours for the full step, right? So, because they're true, it's 1 every hour. Plain and simple. Also, it's another hint about the crime and how public the crimes are. See, there's a female there? This is a bus stop. They're not halfways about it where the bus stop is. They're very identified, right? As I get to see. Which means that since the female likely is going to enter to the front, because most, even elderly or seniors, have the card, so they pass through the spinning thing, and like everybody else, they just don't pay for it. But the point is, the door is supposed to be here, right, the front of the bus. I would have to enter from the back, which means that I am to carry all the things all the way to the middle to the back of the bus. But I don't know, it's an assumption. Maybe the female will move towards the bus stop once she sees the bus coming. Maybe some of them do that. And they stay away because, I don't know, I'm here, whatever. I don't care. Honestly, I never blame someone for not wanting to be part of this. It's literally everything that I say about the children crimes in kind of opposite, right? Except the children part, obviously. But in general, in opposite in reverse. So, same way that I find despicable that they want to be a part of this crime and unthinkable that they involve children in this crime, I respect individuals who don't want to be a part of the crime as of now. And, you know, it felt like it was walking my way, and I was like, as I was saying, the I will never criticize someone for not wanting to be too much. A little bit because you were aware that this was happening and it should an announcement to proper authorities authorities that you have to put yourself in the place of something like that. It's what I did, in fact. Why I don't go that much to police station to report the overhaul things, specific things, yes, but overhaul things. So just imagine this guy is like he's on the shift, picking up that thing. Even if he acts like a criminal, which is just gonna make it even worse, still for himself, but not responsible for the whole. He doesn't respond for the whole thing. He's gonna take most of the blame. If you know anything about that, I know a lot about this place. And it just feels unfair to me. If I have to go there, if I have to report something specifically, anything else I do, I don't have a problem with that. We did that already. Didn't do as many as I should. It was not the reason. The reason was just that it was overwhelmed with other things. But yeah. So there you have it. As far as the bus thing though, I just had to just put it in perspective. Because let's say that the female goes to the bus stop and it takes the bus. Because last time was you get to see that in video, and that's why I'm reporting this for today. Last time you see she's even gonna charge the other phone, okay? Yeah. Last time you see something similar to that. And my point is precisely this. If this is not a shamelessly public thing, why should that? Right? Again, for all the evidence you know about all the everything else, the accusations about them, including the children and everything else, the crimes with children, using children, the crimes, everything else is public. So it's a full-blown, open and closed criminal case, right? Again, I'm calculating with the amount of information that I have as the victim of this crime. And under this assumption, it seems logical enough to me that the criminals would, when push comes to shove and they're faced with public actual things, lie and hide and do what other criminals do, much like they do already, or other criminals doing so many other things, right? And that's what I'm expressing that to you. I don't have a problem with people waiting there. I'm just putting in perspective. They're in a bus, which is the same pair up, because I said there are two buses, right? So it's 12, then the same one passes at 2, then the same one passes at 4, then the same one passes at 6, and paired up. And same thing for the other ones, at 9, 11, 1, 3, 5, odd and even numbers. Easy, just straightforward, pretty simple. And what's that? For the one that's similar to that, because I missed the other one as you saw. To have that happen again, as I said, it's entirely up to what's going to play out. If it plays out, someone comes to the stop, I don't have much to say. I get into the bus, don't have much to say. But if everything else plays out exactly the same with this, that is evidence that it knew someone in advance what the thing was and what expectation. Because what else? Why the fuck would you not be in a fucking bus stop? Right? So, for the whole point, and not the first time that you see things you see here, things you see much bigger proportion elsewhere, based on the guy who talked to me yesterday. That aspect should be the relative. You get to listen to that. I'm going to play out from the new save video to you directly. So you get to listen to that one. It's better than say anything. Plain and simple. And you got to sit that way. We're talking about. Nobody's not. Good truck. That's another truck. I'm gonna look up what the bus is. Have to give a little bit of chunk of time. And look at that. Just a little bit for a long time. Mas esse livro também é de sacrifice. Everything would actually be organized with many tables, many chefs. That's what we're doing, by the way. And did they do to carry out the crime? Today in 5 will be the first time with me paying in cash, which is important for a variety of other reasons. A bit of an extra little bit of chance. Really using everything closed, so it's easy to get. About this email as well, as I mentioned, that the fact that I was there already, and now like moved there after I arrived, this is fine. As I said, it could be a perfectly normal situation. Somebody shows up, moves in, I get up, or I stays there, and okay. Just pointing. And as I said, I don't have any qualms, quite to the contrary. I'm actually quite happy, because it's just going to help me demonstrate that they're paying this. This is textbook for other situations as well. I just see something like this, and I see an opportunity to demonstrate to you the rest. Health. This is what I literally just talked about, the children's crimes when they start doing them. As I said, I saw the opportunity in the end. I just felt like there was not something worth taking. And that's why I chewed up everything in detail. All the explanations that I mentioned today, you get to see on those first explanations. And with that, they no longer have the excuse of ignorance, stupidity, or anything similar to that. Now, had they stopped, we don't have the evidence, which should be bad. Hey, check it out. That is a bus. It's not the one that was here. I think that is a 320. But nonetheless, then to smell the phone. Okay, but in general, that's taken care of. Everything's already on YouTube. It's important. This can be uploaded soon enough, which is important. All this getting some extra charge, which is important. So we're gonna film that on both fronts. We'll be expecting bullshit crimes, which is even more important. Because for all the other times, I was kind of caught by surprise. Right now, we're on the highest alert. But this one and the other one as well, which is important because that's why, notice I'm charging it. That's the thing, and I'm minimizing every possibility of extras with the money in my pocket already. Any possibility for extras. By the way, the card isn't working again. Don't know what that's supposed to mean. I would pass that first. But today I think that detracts from the most important information. We're gonna dive on the why the card doesn't work crimes later. For now, I'm trying to minimize my workload. And I'm kind of like ready for this. Yeah, might be some type of thing right now. This time maybe actually for you to see. Have space on the phone. Battery on the phone, right? Yep. Plenty of battery for the time when the bus is likely to show up. Interesting, the matrix clicking in. And that's why these days I've been saying those things about I don't like to mention on the spot. If these days you notice me saying things like, I mention that later or comment later, just heads on to this, heads up to this, I mention that later, when I'm going to explain. That's kind of why. I don't know if it was reacting to me or if it was normal. Because it could be reacting to me. Hell, I'm not speaking gibberish, I'm speaking English. You understand? You can perfectly understand. And most likely, think someone translating into it. So. 4 p.m. Like 4 o'clock. Still on bus. We've seen it going up. It went up when I was there already. So it's like 4:15 or 4:20, something like that. Sorry, 3:20 or 4:15. still hasn't come back. This is why I wanted to take the bus. The bus was already late. I was thinking of taking the Chupa bus. Now I wanted to see how I was talking something by the time I was interrupted there. And I'm gonna remember the point and I'm gonna continue from that, particularly if the time doesn't need to happen. We can finish off the debate and then upload the rest, or I can edit the files because on YouTube they are there already because they cannot be tampered with faster. And they are just generically labeled MME. Again, massive, major explanation. Just because again, I didn't want to get stuck there and name the notorious thing that delays me. Right? We're already on number 13, those videos. So, see how many more it's gonna be. But I'm gonna do them in them all, I think. I just want to finish off with the whole, listing all the details. Now you see them tampering with the evidence, at least one, and having the other ones later. What's the name? Now I have also saying they're whispering there on the thing. Normal people, if, you're so tired, you be sitting down, and you be standing. Time when she stand there instead of coming to the chair. So I like that choosy chairs. But again, I don't blame anyone for wanting to be far away. That's the contrary. It's doing them to be close to me. It's kind of weird. But not in this case, there's a bus stop. But my point is, I'm being impaired. It was impaired already at that point. Look, let's continue with the things that I so I mentioned about arriving that day, ambush. No, you're not because the bus is here.